Hey, there we go. All right. My goodness, welcome everybody. It sure is good to see everybody's bright, smiling, happy, cheerful faces. I mean, I know you're just so thrilled to be on another Zoom call and can't wait for all of them that are going to be coming your way this year. I mean, you got to be excited about all that. What better way to spend your time than staring at a group of people in a the meeting of the squares? So, let's have some
There you
fun.
go.
Uh, we're going to have a couple things going on during our call tonight. We're going to have first and foremost, I'm going to in just a second ask Lion Terry Kunkel, who is our MD2 uh, Peace Poster chairperson, to give a little chat real quickly about her role as the chair for the Peace Poster, and then a little later on in our call, sort of toward the end because she's in another meeting. We're going to have Lion Vanessa Jones, who is our uh, Julian C. Hire uh, Youth Exchange chair
Coordinator.
for MD2. So and she'll come in and give a little talk. And the interesting thing about Lion Vanessa is that this will be her last year. She will have her sixth year is this year. So that will be a position that you as a council will need to try and fill. So uh, just want to bring that to your attention. So as we get started here, again, I want to welcome everybody. It is great to see your faces, and well, I know there's going to be some lively discussion this evening. So to get this started off, I'm gonna take just a minute and introduce to you a good friend of mine, and I mean that sincerely. I've known Lion Terry for a few years now, and a lovely lady. You have to put up with her because she's got, that guy that's her husband. I mean,
Man.
hopefully he's not listening somewhere in the background back there. But you know, uh, immediate past District Governor Jeff Kunkel is her husband. But Terry is a very active Lion. Been a member of Lions for a pretty good while now, and comes from the uh, uh, New Brunswick's Evening Lions Club, and it's a fun little club. Not I shouldn't say little. It's a fun club. They do an awful lot of service, and I've had the pleasure to spend a little time with that club, and they know how to have a good time when they're all together. So, if you would please, Council, would you please welcome Lion Terry Kunkel uh, and
Welcome,
Terry? I'm going
Terry.
to turn it over to you and say it's all yours now, girl.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me, Chris. I'm really glad to see all of y'all tonight. You'll have to pardon me, I'm a little disheveled. I've been traveling this week and I literally just got home a little while ago from Dallas. I just wanted to kind of chat with y'all a couple of minutes tonight. I took over the Peace Poster chairperson for 2S3 from Angie last year due to her health condition. And before that, I had no idea what the Peace Poster was really about. And I kind of got thrown into it right as the deadlines were coming. So even in the throes of it, I still didn't really know anything about it. So I did my best, and I was really shocked then when Dennis Gutierrez had contacted me at the last state convention and said, "Hey, would you be willing to do this for MD2?" And I took it on gladly. It's something that I really want to get more involved in. I still didn't get very much information as far as what had happened in the years past. So I did a little digging and had to do a little research. And so I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a background on it and kind of give you a couple of my goals for the year. It looks like over the last couple of years, 14 out of our 16 districts in MD2 have participated, which is really, really good. That's a couple hundred students involved in it each year. It's a great program. It provides an outlet for the students that are ages 11 to 13 to kind of show their creativity. It gives them kind of an outlet also to show their ideas on peace and global unity. And it's also a good opportunity for your clubs to get involved with the school districts, with the teachers, the students, the administrators. which is also a good thing because your clubs can, when they get involved with the teachers and the admin, they make great members for your clubs. Um, so one of my goals this year is I'd really like to get all 16 of the districts to participate. And I know, especially Jeff, I mean, all I went to thousands of it seems like thousands of his talks. I know it wasn't that many, but it felt like it after listening to him talk that much. Um, and no, Chris, he's not here to hear me say that. Um, and all the talks he ever did, I never heard him mention peace poster. But I would like to implore to y'all, I know you each have so many goals and everything that you have to speak about, from the international president's goals to your goals. But I would encourage y'all to mention this to your clubs, just a little snippet, and remind them, hey, you know, get your districts involved, get your schools involved. It's a great way to get your name out there for your clubs. Encourage them and remind them the different aspects of it. I would be more than happy if you have a club that doesn't know anything about it. I don't really have the opportunity to travel to other clubs, but I would be more than happy to zoom in on, you know, on meetings and give them a little bit more information. I sent Chris a sheet a little while ago asking him to send that out to y'all after the meeting tonight. It just gives some of the specifics on the actual contest, what's expected, things that I found out just doing the district level of, you would be so surprised at how many students are disqualified because the adults didn't follow the rules and the regulations of it, which is really sad because the children are, you know, they put their heart and soul into these. And because either the teacher or the Lions Club didn't say, hey, it has to be on a certain side or size of paper, don't stick the sticker on the back of it, no copies. When it comes into us, we measure it, we look at it. If it doesn't meet all of the requirements, it's disqualified, which is really disheartening. So the paper that I sent to Chris to send out to y'all has the deadlines. They're coming up fast. And then I will also send my address. I need to get that to y'all as well, because all of those will be sent to me by the district governors. It also has some of the requirements, like I said, of the artwork. And one thing, I know it's a little bit late in the year for this, but something I had no clue even existed until I started doing a little research on the peace poster. They actually have a peace essay contest for visually impaired children, age still same ages, still 11 to 13. We looked at it for our club around here locally to some of the local clubs for the special ed departments and the school districts. Most of them, they don't have many visually impaired students. A lot of the visually impaired ones go to specific schools. So, like the Austin area, they have the School for the Blind there in Austin. That's something that you can mention to your clubs, or if you have schools for the blind in your district, mention that to your clubs. Get some more of them involved. But basically, it's just to get the word out. It's a great program, and I got to meet some of our students that from our club and from the district that provided artwork. Absolutely blown away. I cannot believe the talent of these kids. I mean, I'm impressed. I can't even draw stick people. But their involvement, it is just amazing. So I just implore to y'all just to get the word out there. And if y'all have any questions, please reach out to me, or Chris has my contact information. I can give you any assistance or any help that y'all need. So that's about it. Any have any questions or?
Anybody have anything for Lion Terry?
How much are the packet?
They're free.
No, actually they're I believe they're $9.
Oh,
And now
but the
something that they
shipping is
started, I
free.
believe last year, you can also do them in a digital packet.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep. Thank
The
you.
digital packet is, I think, is a much easier packet than than getting
It
it mailed to
is.
you.
It
And
is.
I don't know if they charge that. It comes from the store, so I don't know if they're charging the outrageous shipping costs as they charge. So the
That's
digital
the
was,
thing is the shipping on it is it's ridiculous.
yeah. So you can
Plus,
get that.
with the deadline coming up to order them of October 1st, it's kind of coming up quickly.
Yeah.
So the digital packet would be a good option.
Well,
So
Terry,
how
I
do,
want to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jared.
I'm sorry, I was just going to ask,
Mhm,
you buy this $9 packet, is that
mhm.
per school or how many entries do you
Yes.
get for
Yes,
$9?
it's per school. We
Okay.
actually, for our own club, the New Braunfels Evening, we actually have one club up in Smithson Valley. I'm sorry, one school in Smithson Valley, and we had 16 applicants, I believe, just
Okay.
from that one school.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Mhm.
Any other
Anything
questions
else?
anything else for Lion Terry?
Terry, if you need some assistance, feel free to get in touch with BC Seeley in the Waco
Okay.
Women's Lions Club. She's done this for many years. My
Oh,
husband
great.
handed it off to her, and she's kind of a pro at it. So if you need a little
Wonderful.
inside scoop, give her a call. You can find her on the portal under the Waco Women's Lions Club. Okay.
Okay.
And I
Thank
know if you tell
you.
her Kim sent you, she'll be happy to help you out.
Great. I will definitely do that. Still kind of flying blind this year, but
She'll
having fun
help you.
doing
That
it.
she's been there too. So just give her a jingle if you need help. Okay.
I sure will, Kim. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Terry, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We appreciate your information,
No
and
problem.
I'm hopeful that we'll have a better turnout or a better uh, showing
Participation.
from Peace Poster contestants this year and obviously next year. So
Yes.
we appreciate that,
No problem.
and hope everything's going good with your daughter. So
Thank you very much.
you betcha,
All right.
you betcha. Thank you, Terry.
Y'all have a wonderful evening.
You bet. Thanks now. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, next one on the agenda is I'm taking a little bit of privilege here, more not really privilege, but I need to I'm going to make an apology, and I know that David's not on the call and he hates it when I apologize, but I need to make an apology, and it's a serious apology. It's not one that it's not one for I did something silly or stupid. Uh, I made a comment. I've made an open comment to the world, if you will, in an open conversation that was not a good comment. Let's just I'll just say that. And that comment was made about a person who is trying their best to help the state of Texas put in new clubs, and that person is past District Governor Ronnie Martin. Um, and while I while he and I sent Ronnie a personal email the other day, and I'll while he and I will probably we don't necessarily see eye to eye, and we'll just put it that way. We have different personalities. My comment about his ability to put in a club or what he does to put in clubs was completely uncalled for, and I want to take this opportunity to tell all of you, or say to all of you, I apologize for my comment on that. And uh, if I sounded like I was being negative toward the growth of membership here in the state of Texas, or about the expanding of service throughout the state of Texas, that certainly was not my intent. Uh, it was an offhanded comment that should never have been made. So, not going to belabor too much on that, but I just wanted to apologize to you as a group for that comment. And hopefully, as I ask past District Governor Ryan, please accept my sincere apology. And I hope you can find it within yourself, within your heart, to forgive that offhanded comment that I made. So, with that, uh, if anybody has a question, please feel free at this right now to ask that question. If not, then we're going to put this matter to bed. Okay, good. Well, now that all that serious stuff is done and out of the way, let's get to some really important stuff. Let's, Carrie, let's talk about let's talk about your budget. I mean, your treasurer's report.
Okay, I sent it all out. Sorry. Oh, sorry, this thing is talking. I sent it out. Does anybody having any questions about it? Any concerns?
When did you
I've had a
send it?
few come back and ask. I've had a few that
This
have asked me about a
afternoon.
certain thing.
Okay,
Huh?
thanks.
Carrie, a question was asked when you sent it, and I was just answering that question that you had sent
Oh,
it
okay,
this
I'm sorry.
afternoon. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
My GPS thing is trying to talk at the same time. I'm sorry.
Well, it's kind of important you know where you're going. You don't want to end up in a canal.
So anyway, but a few people have responded back, asking certain questions. I've answered them. So is there anything else? Anybody have any other questions about it?
Thanks for answering our emails. I'll look later.
Okay.
Do you feel good where we're at?
Better. Yes.
Okay. Do you foresee that we're going to bust that very soon? Do we need to start looking at another chip in?
No, I
The
don't
next
think so right
quarter?
now. I mean, I let you know, there's 7 people that have paid the $100. Like I said, I had a few people that asked me, and I've answered their questions if they had or had not. And so, but yeah, I think everything looks good for now.
Okay.
Excuse me, Terry, are you going to the U.S. Canada Forum?
Yes, sir.
Yay!
Yeah, okay, okay.
I shall be there with bells on.
Okay.
Anybody have any other questions for Terry on the treasurer's report?
If
All
not,
right.
I'm gonna mute you back so my GPS don't keep talking.
All right, Terry. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate that. I'm going to call on Mike to give an update on the budget committee's report. Mike.
Okay. The committee met for the first time last month via Zoom. We've been collecting information. We've received the budgets for the current council as well as the 3 prior years. We've received the actual versus budget at the end of the 3 prior years, as well as we've received detailed general ledger charges and things, the credits and debits for the last 2 years, which will help answer any questions we have about numbers that look a little bit strange. We have rescheduled our call for this month. We're going to be meeting 2 weeks from tonight instead of next Wednesday, since I think pretty much everybody on the committee will be in USA, Canada. So we've rescheduled it. We've invited past District Governor Gary Solt to call in to that meeting. As many of you know, he is the financial advisor for the state and has been well involved in I think, all of these budgets for the past many years. So ask him to join us to give us his insights, any recommendations he has regarding budgeting for as we move forward in this process.
Yeah, I think having Gary attend attend the meeting is excellent from the standpoint that I think he can probably tell you how the sausage has been made in the past. So I think you and the committee will get a really good understanding of the budgets and how they got to where they are, and also where you may have some play. So, and I think that's important for you to know.
Absolutely.
I think it's important for you to know. I'm again trying my best to stay out of that whole process. I just want to. I listen in. Yes, I've asked to be a part of that, to be a part of the meetings, but I really don't have anything to add. I just want to make sure that there's a couple of things I think are very, very important that we need to make sure is included. So we'll work with that. Yeah. So I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you so much. Anything else from the budget committee, Mike?
Nothing on my end.
All righty. Anybody have a question or any question, suggestion to Mike or to the committee? All right. All right. Let's see, Donna, Goals Committee.
Yes, I know Mike's got all the district councils, the last few district councils goals on a spreadsheet for us. I know Kevin and I have been working on our own districts, getting the last few years on that. And then we'll wait and hear, say from Alexa and David, but I know like on mine in the last few years, we've had a couple of district governors that we didn't make the goals very well, but come to find out from talking to one that had worked on it and his year did go well. Some of them made some goals that weren't really even possible, just because percentages don't work that way. So, you can't go up
Like me wanting
increase
to
by
be
75%
112
when you're
pounds.
already at 80% kind of thing. So to try to make sure we account for some of that stuff.
I was going to mention too, Donna, that sorry, I meant to let you know this too. Everybody, I think, got an email earlier this week from First Vice President Mark Lyons, and it had an attachment. And if you'll look through that and you'll look at the attachment that he included, it will talk about the goals that LCI will be having us fill out. So we can use that kind of as a guideline as well too.
Would one of you please? Would one of you please share that email with me? As you all know, I get nothing. So
I will do that, Chris. My apologies.
No problem. They don't send us nothing. So it
was actually quite a good email. It has a lot of information. I think that will be very useful for us as we move into our district governor years.
Good. And Donna, really good comment about looking at the goals that were set that were impossible to attain.
Right.
I agree with you. There were some that were just, that were ridiculous. So,
right. I've had one of the PDGs that was helping me get some of the numbers together, and we talked about it. And he's like, the reason they missed these is those numbers just weren't possible. Those percentages don't come out.
Yep.
There was no way to accomplish it.
Exactly. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate it much.
You're welcome.
Any questions for Donna or for any of the members of the Goals Committee? All right.
I want to say I want to say goodbye. Love you all, but I'm at my location.
See you next week.
Hey, how many are you inducting? 20?
No, I wish. Okay, goodbye, y'all.
Goodbye. Have a good time.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy. All right, let's talk about our upcoming offsite Council of Governors meeting that's going to take place in Temple, Texas. I will tell you that the schedule when it came out threw me just a little bit. It was not our typical normal schedule that we see for an offsite. You've all heard me talk about the offsite for the last year and a half, or at least the last year. As I've said, well, get there at noon on a Friday, you leave at noon on a Saturday. Well, lo and behold, I have to be there at 9 o'clock on Friday morning. There's a couple of you who are in committees that will have to be there between 9:30 or whenever the heck it is. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but you'll need to be there early on a Thursday morning. It's not going to be noon to noon. Also, something new this year that's going to take place is they are having a dinner, and it appears to be a casino night which is something that we've never had in an offsite before, other than last year. You had the offsite where we had the dinner there in San Antonio. That was something really very new. And so now I'm kind of trying to digest all of this as I looked at it today when I got the registration form. I guess that was yesterday I got it. But and then there's the question is that I've been asked, and I know that some of you have asked Mike, are you required, or are we required as a council to go to the dinner on Friday night, or because some of you would rather take an option and go out to dinner as a group together on Friday night and not go to that. I will never tell you you can't do whatever it is you want to do. Let me put a cap on that. As long as it's not anything that's going to get any of us thrown in jail, or it's not going to, break any great laws of anything. As far as is it going to bend somebody's nose out of shape? It could, if we don't go to if the council doesn't go and make representation at that dinner. However, with that being said, if it is your choice as a council, that is what you want to do. There's no command performance to be there for this. The only time we have a command performance is when we're in Kerrville or at the state convention. The offsite is just that, an offsite. Because believe me, there are times when we have had offsites that have been in Amarillo that not everybody from the council goes. I mean, people just can't get away to go to those long distances. If you have folks that are, my goodness, like in Coach's case, if he's down in the most southern tip portion of the state and he's going to go to Amarillo for one day, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. So, the offsite is an offsite. Fortunately, this year the offsite is in Temple. It's fairly centrally located for the state of Texas. We might have pretty good attendance. Don't know. You just never know. But I packed a lot into that opening statement about the offsite, about it being different in its scheduling, about it being different in having this dinner, and about not necessarily having to go to that dinner. Now, with that said, can't do much about the scheduling on it. That is, we have no control over that. That schedule is made by the council chair. However, I will say that it makes more sense to me than what we were doing before, when we would try to put 10 pounds of stuff into a 3-pound bag. Now we're going to try to put 10 pounds of stuff into a 7-pound bag. So we've lessened that crunch. I think what she's done is a very good schedule. It just extends it by a day for some of us. I like the idea of the dinner. I'm not so sure that I like the idea of a dinner so much as it's going to cost me $60 a person, and that's going to give me some poker chips because I may not want to gamble. I think that I'm not, but I like the idea of doing something. Huh?
Comment.
I'm sorry?
I found out today, I talked to Stacy, and Kelly and company has hired an outside company to conduct the casino. So it'll be a lot better than something that's kind of homemade. So that may be why they're having to extend that cost. Just
Okay.
FYI.
And that's fair. It's what they want to do, and I think that's great.
Mhm.
Not knowing what the dinner menu is or what the option is for food. When you start talking about a $60 meal,
Go to Pig Netty's instead. It's much, much better. Sorry, just saying.
again, it is that's a bit of a pill to swallow
Mhm.
for some. I mean, I think it's ridiculous that we pay $45 to have that, you guys have that cut out piece of shoe leather that they call steak in Kerrville, and I have a piece of chicken because I can't eat the steak. But and so we're paying 45. I think that's awfully high. I think $60 for dinner is a little bit high, just my personal opinion. And again, Kim, thank you, because I feel sure that
Yeah, I asked the question because that is steep for a lot of us. And Jared, was it 80? Did you say something about $80 total for something? What was that you asked me about?
Yes, ma'am. It's $65 for the dinner, $10 for registration, and $27 for the breakfast if you do them a la carte, if you will. So I think it's $80 or $85 total registration if you do all the events.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
85 if you do all the events, and if you, again, I don't. This is just me, guys. So I'm saying this. So it's maybe a bit of a thought process as we move forward. If we're going to do something along these lines next year, I do not for registration for an offsite to have a regular registration than have a late registration. I think is I don't get it. So it is unnecessary, and my opinion, but it's what they're doing, and that is just, and that's fine. That's how they want to do it. So we talked about the schedule. I will say that I do like the schedule. It's unfortunate that it's a little bit longer, but I do like the schedule. When we start talking about going to this dinner, that's going to be something that you guys will have to decide what you want to do. Okay, you guys will have to decide that. If you want to go, not go to this dinner, and you want to go as a council to have dinner someplace else as a group, go ahead, do it. I'll take any heat that somebody wants to give the council. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. In fact, I don't have a problem with that. It's your council. It's your council. You do what you want to do. You know, I'm pretty firm about a couple of things with you guys. One is it's about the command performance when we're in Kerrville and when we're at the state convention. Beyond that, I'm not going to be. You guys do what you want to do. It's an opportunity, and if you want to go have dinner someplace and spend, $40 for a much better time, or $50 and not. And if you're like me, I don't particularly want to go to a casino night. So, I'm gonna probably pay the $60 and not partake in the casino. But whatever it is you guys want to do, you do that. You do that, and I'll support you 100%. Does that answer the question that you guys may have had about that?
Yeah.
Right. I want you guys. I said from the very onset of this, when we all met in Amarillo, my first goal that I have for this council is I want you guys to have fun, and you guys do, and you guys have fun. You guys have shown that you have fun, and there's no sense for any kind of this kind of stuff to get in your way. So don't feel obligated that you have to go to this dinner. I will take the heat if there's any heat to be had. Okay.
So Chris, just Cody.
Yeah.
So we have to be there at 1:00 on Friday, correct? Is that our first meeting?
No, Cody.
Okay.
I don't have the schedule in front of me, Cody. I'm sorry.
First workshop is at 10 a.m. Our
Oh,
first
the
workshop is at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
10 a.m. on Friday.
Friday.
Doesn't it depend on what committee Cody's on? Because I'm looking at it. And
Workshop.
I'm a GET, so I've got to be there at 10. But Cody, are you like a GMT or a GMA or Oversight Committee or Promote Texas?
I think there is a
Workshop.
Oh, we do have a workshop at 10. My
10
bad.
a.m.
Hello.
Yep.
Okay.
My bad.
10.
Sorry.
Okay. So we have a workshop at 10 on Friday, and then Saturday our last meeting's at 6 p.m.
It ends at 6.
It
Yeah, I
It
was
ends
will
going to
end,
say we
it
have
will
to
end at 6. Yeah,
remind everybody we have
our training will end.
Okay.
So if you're the GTE, do you attend the GET meeting
Good question.
over the first vice district governor training?
If you're serving as a GET, I want you to go to the if you have a committee meeting, I want you to go to the committee meeting. Right? That it's very important that you do that. So if you're a GET, GMT, GST, GLT, if there's any of those meetings going on, you need to go to that meeting, and then you'll join us in the workshop once you're done.
11. Okay.
Yeah, it looks just like it's a GET. I'm not seeing any of the others.
Right.
Me either.
Okay. I think there's a GMA in there somewhere, but maybe I don't know.
It's at 9, Chris.
At 9, okay.
District
Again,
GMA.
I don't have that up in front of me,
Okay.
but
I have it in front of
Okay.
me. So if anybody has questions.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Thanks, Chris.
In this group of who's on the phone, who's on the call right now, we will have lunch being served to us on Saturday afternoon. When we finish with the council of governors meeting, you're going to have about a 30-minute lag in there to be able to go and get out of your suit and put on some comfortable clothes, so we can come back in and do, and we can start training. But lunch, the hotel is going to provide box lunch for us. They're going to provide it. They're going to serve it to us. We paid for it. But
Come out on Saturday? Forgive me for interrupting, but
yeah, it's going
Saturday?
to be on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Your training, your first vice district governor and the joint training session that is on Saturday starts at 1, right? The lunch is going to be served at 1. They're going to bring box lunches in.
Oh,
So,
okay. It doesn't
okay.
say that. So that's why I wanted to
Well,
verify.
it doesn't say that because
Okay. Good to know. Bless their
doesn't-
heart. That's all you got to say.
it doesn't say that because there was nobody wants to listen sometimes.
Bless their heart.
But you will have your choice. You will have your choice for the box lunch. Let me give you, and as a group, you guys are going to have to decide what you want, unless there is somebody in the group that is a vegetarian and they have agreed that they will do a vegetarian box lunch for any vegetarian that needs that. But choices of lunch are a turkey Swiss tomato lettuce Dijonaise on sourdough.
Standing still.
Salami ham provolone shredded romaine tomato red onion on sourdough. So you have an Italian, you have a turkey Swiss, chef's chicken salad on croissant, or a tuna salad with apples on a wheatberry bread or wrap. And here's the kicker: you get to choose one. You can't choose. You can't. They don't give us our choices. They tell us we get to choose one of the following sandwiches.
You mean
So
for all of us?
Everybody has to have the same.
Oh, crap.
with the exception
Really?
of the vegetarian, if there is somebody that needs a vegetarian dish, because they have to adhere to the vegetarian.
I'm glad Terry's not on this call.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out on a limb because I think the way that they've written this and the way that somebody's trying to tell me are two different things. I think you can have a choice here. It says a choice, and it says choice of one of the following sandwiches. And to me, that means that they're trying to tell you can't have all of them. So you can choose just one. I will send out to you all the list of sandwiches to choose from. Please take a little time, but not too much time. And let's just say a week from tomorrow, which is a week from Friday, please give me your input as to what sandwich you would like to have. I don't want anybody to be going away hungry. Okay?
Oh, I hear laughter coming from others too. I'm not the only one.
No, you're not.
I hear Cody.
What if we change? What if we change our minds in the next 6 months?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what? Just stick with turkey.
Too bad.
You listen to a bunch of turkeys. Just go with turkey.
I was just
Too
gonna
bad.
say turkey, whatever. It's not our last meal.
Whatever.
Just
Cody,
as long as they pluck the feathers
Cody,
off of it,
we're
turkey's
going to
fine.
give you, Cody, the
vegetarian.
chicken salad sandwich, the same one that you ate
Yeah. Lubbock.
Oh no,
yeah.
no! Oh my
Yeah.
goodness gracious!
So
The
anyway,
BLT. The
if you
BLT.
would let me know what you want to eat. It has been trying to get this done. I'll just kind of give you guys an overview of what has gone on in the past 2.5 weeks to get this done. As you all know, there's a line item budget. There's a budget. There's a line in the budget for first and second vice district governor training, just called VDG training. Last year, you guys had 1,600 in that line. This year, they lumped the two together and they gave us $2,000. Fortunately, Paul Moore, who is our GLT, has already put in for and has obtained and been approved for a grant to cover the cost of this training. So in other words, the cost of renting the room and the cost of the meals are already there. He's already has that's been approved. Even with all of that, I've had to go through and beg to get the money so we would have the room and we would have the food that the state of Texas is going to be reimbursed, even though it was in the lineup. So it's been a bit trying over the last about 2.5 weeks. That's why I probably am laughing a little bit about the sandwiches. That I think it's a little bit crazy, but so anyway, it's done. We signed the contract today. They got paid today, so that's all set and ready to go. So please just let me know what kind of sandwich that you want. Anything else going on at the offsite? We're going to need to have. We'll need to reach out to Brian if you wouldn't mind, Mike. Reach out to Brian. He needs to work up what it is that we're going to wear for uniform. Obviously, the Council of Governors meeting will be in your coat, tie, and slacks. But for my recommendation, Mike, is this: for Friday, those meetings, and for training, we just be in the. It's going to be cool. There'll be some folks that might be cool. Maybe you might want to be in long sleeve shirt for that, or either the long sleeve shirt or be in the pullover. It doesn't matter to me, but you want to be comfortable. And for training and for that first day on Friday, blue jeans, because everybody's going to be traveling or coming in. So we're going to wear jeans. We're going to be comfortable. Just can't be in jeans for the Council of Governors meeting. I know. Wish we could.
I will talk to him tomorrow.
Okay, I appreciate that. Any questions on the offsite? Okay. Spotlight on service. I have to tell you, there's a few of you have done a great job of getting some articles in on the spotlight on service. There's quite a few of you who have not yet submitted an article. I surely would ask you, please submit an article for the spotlight on service. It's easy to submit it. If you're having a hard time trying to find a write-up, do what I've seen a number of people do in the past, and they start talking about something that's going on in their district. They'll just go to Facebook and pull a Facebook post and use that Facebook post with a picture. If that's the best that you can possibly do. But we talk about what it is that we do in Lions, and that is service. I cannot think of a better way to show the world what we at MD2 are doing and what you and the clubs within your district are doing, than to brag a little bit or talk a little bit about the service that's going on within a district. You know, it doesn't have to be what the district is doing. It doesn't even have to be what your own home club is doing. It could be, you know, here in District 2S1, for me, it could be, you know, what's the last thing that the Cushing Lions Club just got through doing? A little small club nobody knows much about, but they do a heck of a lot of service. Or let's say over in up here in X2, you know, well, what has the Marshall Club done, or what has the Hallsville Club done, you know, in service? You know, let people know. I mean, if you go to our website, if you go to the MD2 website, before we even had the name, you know, we're going to talk about this name, Spotlight on Service. You can go to that, and there was absolutely zero service being shared about what we do at MD2. I mean, we're not advertising just to or speaking just to the Lions of Texas. We're speaking to anybody that goes to that website that wants to see anything that they want to see about, well, what are Lions doing in the state of Texas? You know, we want to brag upon that. We want to talk about that and share the experience and the excitement of what our clubs are doing. So please take a little time. It doesn't take that long to sit down and do an article. It doesn't have to be, the max it can be is 500. So don't think you got to give me a 500 or give Floyd, once he comes back, a 500 word essay on that. It could be, you know, it could be a real short 50 word sentence or 10 word sentence, something, and a picture, just to promote what we're doing in Texas and what we're doing within the clubs within our district. Can we do that, please?
Yes, sir.
I don't think all of you are I know you're busy, but I'm talking somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 20 minutes out of your day a month. That's all I'm asking for. I don't mean to be sarcastic on that, but it's really not that difficult to do that. And I think it's very important that we move forward with this initiative of Spotlights on Service. Any questions about that? Okay.
Cody's Corner coming up.
Whatever
Nice ring to it.
you want to call it. Coach,
I'm calling it
whatever you
Cody.
want to call it.
I'm calling it Coach Cody's Corner.
Oh,
Whatever you want to call it. We just called it Spotlight on Service because we're spotlighting a service.
You got it.
There was some angst that was going on within the council when about an answer to a question that had to do with weeks of service initiative. And I sent off an email to Pat, to Past International Director Pat Van Att, who is the Constitutional Area 1 leader, and asked for some clarification on that. She sent back the clarification, and let me just say that nobody was talking about trying to forge a document. Number one, nobody's asked anybody to lie. The one thing that I think that we looked at in there was it was meant to be strictly that if you had a club that was doing the very first one, which was on, what is the first one?
Mental health.
That, you know, if in the case of Steve, his club had already had this scheduled and it was not going to fall within that week, and there's no way to reschedule it. Yes, in her comment, she said, yes, if you know, service is done when service is done. Nobody is saying for the remainder of those, the next two, that you just take it willy-nilly. We talked about that, and that was just strictly about that first weeks of service initiative that had to do with mental health. Nothing else was there. I'm going to ask all of you to please, I know you get an awful lot that comes at you, but if you have an issue with something that I may have said to you, I may have put out there, bring it to me. Don't be negative to the group, please. There's no need for that. We don't need negativity. Yes, you're going to get upset with some things. There's no doubt. If things are going, and you're going to want to confide that with somebody. But if it's something that I'm putting out to you, don't let it come back to me third hand. Please bring it to me straightforward. That's all I ask. Okay. And nobody, believe me, nobody is asking for anyone to falsify a document or to lie. If you do the service, you've done the service. And anything after that is all said and done. So that dead horse is done.
So Chris, I'd like to make a comment.
Yes.
It confuses me that LCI wants to do a mental health thing in October because it's always been a Vision Awareness Month, whether it's white cane or whatever. And there's many other events throughout the year for mental health awareness. And I don't know why they're trying to confuse mental health awareness now with the same month that we're supposed to be focusing on vision. I know you don't know the answer to that, but I'm just, it kind of like, it's like, I don't get that.
I don't either. And Steve, I'm gonna be honest with you. I taking on Lions International, taking on mental health as one of our pillars is confusing to me personally. We can get into a philosophical conversation about this, and I don't want to take up everybody's time on this, but I don't think it. I'm not real sure that falls within our bailiwick of what we do for service, and I don't mean that we are just, we have this little cocoon that we work within, because there's so many different service areas and service opportunities that come to a club at all times. But to make mental health a pillar of service, that's a tough one. That's tough. And just as and I don't think I don't think the advocacy of that pillar has been explained well enough so we understand what it is that they're wanting us to do to be a part of that. I kind of the same way they are with childhood cancer. Again, I think putting it during Vision Awareness Month was just very odd. I also will tell you that I believe that when the Weeks of Service initiative was put out, it was, number one, was put out way too late, number one, and number two, the changes that they made to that Weeks of Service and what it was going to be tied to came about very, very late in the whole spectrum of things. I mean, we had some things changed for the Club Excellence Award that affects that Club Excellence Award that were added to it almost at the beginning of the year. Nothing to let us walk into it, to let us give time to know about what's happening, but right at the beginning of the year. So I don't think it was thought out well enough. That's my own personal opinion, and I'll make that comment. I don't think it was thought out well enough. I've shared that comment with PID Pat. I've shared that comment with our own GAT area leader, PID TJ. But Steve, it is confusing, and I don't know why they did it. And only thing I can do is, give you, that old perpetual salute of, I don't know, I mean, and that's a terrible answer, but I don't know. It makes no sense to me.
Personally, I like the idea that they're picking up a pillar for mental health. And there's a lot of things we can do. I'm fortunate that I live in an area where we have a really good mental health council, but I just think it's confusing. Like you said, they didn't think it through. Why compete with a month that has vision is truly, even by the United Nations, October is the Vision Awareness Month. And I think we're competing with the mental health groups around and vision groups around and everybody that has stuff. But we can get off this subject. It confuses me.
It does me too. Don't feel bad. It does. And I bet it confuses a number of your fellow council members as well.
And one other real quick point, I really think that when you look at to be a Club Excellence Award this year, it's gotten really tough, particularly if you have to stick to the period of that week for each of those.
Agreed.
I think yes, I agree with you there. I also think $20 a member to LCIF is extremely tough on a lot of clubs. $20 per member.
I also think 10% people doing online training is gonna, when you've got a club of 200, that's a tough go.
Yeah, or take a look at growth. Take a look at growth. You know, you're not, a +1 or 20%, whichever's higher. So, and then again, take a club like we have here in S1, or like Kevin has in S2, where we got 300 members in a club. I mean, you're never going to. I mean, you're asking for growth. It just is going to be hard. Almost it's like Donna talking about impossible goal. So, just becomes there. But I agree with you. It is confusing. First Vice District Governor training. Everybody now should have all talked or heard from your area leaders, and you all are in groups 32, 33, and 34. So that's your groups. I found it interesting, and I had a very interesting phone call with Mark Roth, Vice District Governor Mark Roth, who is the S1 through S5 group leader and has other districts. But I'd given Mark a call only because I forget which one of you had mentioned to me. Diane, it may have been you. It could have been Steve. It could have been you. I forget who it was, or it may have even been Terry. But it said they had not heard anything from their group leader. So I knew it was Mark, and so I called Mark and I said, "Hey, have you had an opportunity to send anything out to the people that are going to be in your group for First Vice District Governor training?" And he said, "No, not yet." And he said, "It's a funny thing that you mentioned that to me," because he said, I've had a number of emails from Lions Clubs International and from my fellow group leaders wanting to know when I'm going to send that information out." He said, "Chris, in a Zoom call we had with all the group leaders, it was decided upon, and we were told that we needed to send that information out no sooner than the 1st of September. Well, this was still in August when I talked to Mark. It was probably August the 31st, I guess, maybe August the 30th. And so I said, well, it's already gone out to all the others in my council. I said, if you find it, if you have some time, would you send that out? So, and he did send it out, and it wasn't because of me asking to. He already had it scheduled to send out. But I don't want anybody to think that they were being neglected by Lions Clubs International. I just think that the other two group leaders just went ahead and sent their stuff out before the agreed upon time. But I'm glad everybody has a group leader. I think all of you have some good group leaders. I think they're going to be able to help you, and I think it will be interesting. I do not know your schedules. They don't tell me that. So I will tell you that what I know is some of you, hopefully, none of you are going to have any phone calls that are going to be outside of your normal hours of living. I know that you might have one or two people that are way outside of our time zones, maybe even across the world, who will be coming in maybe in the middle of the night for them, or early in the morning. But I don't think any of you are having to go to that extreme and be up in the middle of the evenings to go on those Zoom calls and on that Zoom training. Does anybody have any question about the timeline? And I think all of you you should have your timeline now or schedule of how it goes. I think that number one, that was what Paul gave you or what I handed out to all of you in August when we were at the Council of Governors meeting. You got that same timeline again from your group leader, but you start I do believe you start your self-paced win in October is when your first self-paced comes about.
Sometime in there.
Online, your online training, what you're going to do through that, I think it begins in October, and your actual Zoom training begins in January, February. So hopefully, if there's if there's a problem that you can't make one of those Zoom calls, just let your group leader know you can't make it. They record them, so you will be able to go back in and view that. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna tell you this. I feel sure that somebody else has probably already told you this. Hold it as a grain of salt. I have not seen Lions Clubs International do this yet, but you will probably hear, if you don't at least visit and log into a training that you missed, if you don't at least take part in the training, they will say they'll take away some of your benefits for going to Lions Clubs International Convention in Hong Kong. I've never seen them do that, but they always threaten it every time that it comes around. I've never seen them do it, but I know this group much better. You guys are certainly going to be there and make sure that you're taking part of your training. So I think that'll be fine. I don't think there's an issue there. Waiting to see on Vanessa to come into the call. She's going to get in here this evening. It's already after 7. She may not make it at all. I was hoping that she would. Does anybody have any questions? Anything you want to talk about? Any open discussion that you want to bring up? Yes, Kim.
I'm curious, do we need to take our Navy suit, what I call my monkey suit, to the USA Canada Forum next week for any reason?
Good. Council Jack Jett.
Do we have to? Why?
Why, Cody?
Cody,
because we're going to see our international president, APC.
So we need to have a video for that.
He won't be there in person. He'll be there in video.
Oh, on video again?
Are you sure about that, Kevin? He's on the schedule several times.
All right. Well, I trust you, but I've only seen him by video.
No, in fact, he's the keynote speaker for the Saturday lunch. That's the International President Luncheon.
Believe it is, huh?
There is
so
absolutely.
Does that mean we have to take it?
Let me make this comment. Let me just say this right now. There is no reason that you must take your coat, tie, and gray slacks and a white shirt and wear that at the USA Canada Forum. USA Canada Forum is a forum. It's a training forum. The only people that are going to be in a coat and tie are going to be the instructors. Okay.
What about the Saturday night? What about the Saturday night, though, Chris? I thought that was a little more formal.
I don't know about the Saturday night. If they should have a schedule out for that, telling you what is going to. Have you not seen a schedule on that?
Yes, the schedule is out. The schedule is actually out, guys.
And what does it say for
attire? To us, Mike, because I haven't seen it.
It's online in the USA Canada website.
And
I can share it with everybody.
Please do.
And does it give a dress code?
Not that I'm aware of. I just
I'll bring my red
Saturday night
ball gown if I have to, but I just can't figure out how to get that jacket up there without screwing it up.
I tell you what, I will find out an answer to your question on your council uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I know last year on Saturday evenings dinner, a lot of the governors did wear their council jackets.
That's what I remembered as well. I'm the one that has told people that they should bring them. I'll fess up to that.
Bring it if I need to.
Yeah. Okay.
I will get an answer from the powers to be. Okay.
Yeah. Did anybody get an email about our special registration that we have to do in October for Lions International in Hong Kong. You guys get that
Oh, yeah.
email? Okay.
Yeah, they said there
That's
would
for
be
your
one.
pins and your badges.
Oh, I
No,
got
there
that.
wouldn't. No, we're talking
There
about
was
the
one other
other
one.
You're talking about Hong Kong, right, Cody?
Correct.
Right.
The special
No, I haven't.
registration in October.
LCI takes care of that.
Yeah, there was one from our group leader that said that we would receive a link to register ourselves
Right,
a guest
And one
in
guest.
October.
right,
To not register through the
right.
regular link.
And please
Correct.
don't make your own reservations.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Okay.
no.
Okay.
And again, our guy, and Ryan, you're still on. Um, I think our Jay told us Wednesday night that the travel agency will probably be reaching out to everybody in the November timeframe about travel. Was that right, Ryan? Did I remember that correctly?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Did he say when in November?
No, they didn't give
No,
us any dates.
He said November or December, if I remember correctly. Something in there.
And then we have to
nothing
give our
said.
legal name for the passport, right? For the travel.
Yes.
And
Make sure
then-
you have your passports up to date and you your reservation that matches your passport.
Correct.
Otherwise you will run into problems.
Correct. And what about when I register for the Lions? Just use Cody, or they want my legal name?
I would think for Lions, you could just use your regular
Yeah.
name, Cody.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would
For travel,
agree
you
with
want to
that.
make it match, especially since it's international travel.
Right, right.
Did anybody ask about visa?
No visa is required.
No visa is required to go to Hong Kong.
Right.
Outstanding.
Now, if you're going to China, off you will.
Mhm.
Hong Kong is China, but if you get out of Hong
No,
Kong,
I'm just saying.
Well, if you
going outside of Hong
want to
Kong.
go past the city of Kowloon, which is on mainland China but considered part of Hong Kong, you can take that ferry across there and not have a worry. But if you want to go past that province there deeper into mainland, then yeah, you're gonna need to have special travel arrangements made. Any other questions, comments? Anything to bring forward? Well, guys, I want to tell you, you guys are just moving right along and trucking right along beautifully. I hear nothing but positive things about when you're out in your districts, nothing but positive things about you, and I appreciate the work you're doing. If you're not out, if you haven't been out to visit any clubs lately, maybe try to make a club or two visit. That's a great way of learning the people. And I guess the last question I might have for you is, how are you doing on building your team for your year? How are you coming along on building your team?
almost 10%.
Excellent. That's better. That's better than zero. That's great.
Right.
I need to find a new district secretary. That's gonna be my biggest position to fill.
And those
Uh-oh.
those
I know
are tough.
what her
Those are
name is
tough.
Grace.
Yeah,
Her name is Grace.
my club won't like it because she's the club secretary.
She
Those
I
are-
could-
found
those are-
out. I found out our district treasurer has served 6 years longer than she's legally supposed to. She's been it for 8 years, and Stacy has
Oh, wow.
checked, and she's only supposed to have served 2. So I'm like, well, that's great. And luckily, audits have not revealed anything shady, but I'm going to have to find someone new. And I think I may have a guy in a club that's not ever done it before, but he's an accounting exec. So it might be, if he agrees, it'd be great to have him. So we'll see.
Sure. But I really want to move forward with putting your team together, because you need to. I mean, we are now. This is, for lack of anything better to say, we're in the middle of September,
Right.
and December is going to be upon you really quick. And as you all know, and you've heard from so many different people, not just from me. And it's not me trying to, I'm not telling you what you need, what you should be doing, but you've heard this from so many different people that have suggested to you that you really want to have that team in place by January of the year that you're going to become the district governor. So that gives you and that new team time to work together to start making that vision of where you want your district to go. So I can't emphasize it enough to get that team together. At least, I mean, have it together and ready to go at least by January. Yes, Kevin.
Chris, in February, we had 7 of our 8 zone chairs identified, and they were on board and ready to start their training. June 15th, we had 3.
Well, that they just decided that the work was going to be too much, didn't they?
Well, I think it had to do with the fact that we did not do a good job of bringing them along and checking with them and asking them for their concerns and questions and issues. And so that's one of the things that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the framework done early and then use that framework to help recruit the rest. I already know who I want to have. I won't get 100%. But as they commit, you give them a little bit. You don't overwhelm them, but you give them something to make it feel like that they're actually working in a position and not just holding a place.
You're missing the second one.
Right.
Sweat equity.
Right.
And my suggestion is once you get somebody to commit, stay with them. Don't ignore them.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's just good. That just makes good sense.
And I already did one formal visit for my first cabinet meeting in July, and that club accepted it. So I have my July date already confirmed for my district meeting.
Good.
So,
well, anybody else got anything for the good of our council?
Just take a minute and think about today. It's 9/11.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike. Kevin,
it's not only a rough day, but it's been a rough weekend. If anybody's paid attention to the news, so
it has been. And I will also say, y'all, if you got the email yesterday, please keep Floyd in your thoughts and your prayers. Pneumonia could be a silent killer, especially depending upon how far along his pneumonia is when they finally reached it. So please keep in your thoughts and prayers. He's a good guy, and
that's right.
And Kevin, thank you for reminding us about 9/11. Steve is wearing a shirt that says 9/11 on it, and something we don't ever want to do. We don't ever want to forget that day. And you're right. It's been a tough week already. So that's tough.
I did get a message from my district governor, Nan, that Floyd has been transferred to a different hospital and he is sicker than they thought.
Oh, no.
He is now in intensive care and he's heavily sedated.
Oh, no.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Jeffrey, has he been diagnosed also with COVID on top of this?
God, I hope not.
I haven't heard that. I just heard that he had pneumonia, but I just got this text message from our his sister called Mike Rourke, and Mike shared this with us because he is in our district.
Yeah. Only reason I asked that, Floyd's been sick for about well over a month, and he keeps saying he's not, and he takes all these home tests, and he keeps saying, well, they keep showing me that it's negative. I don't have COVID. And he's had every symptom that beats around. That's why I was asking if he had COVID prior to
I haven't heard that.
Okay. Well, I sure hate to hear this, that he's been transferred and well, please, let's all keep him in our thoughts and prayers. That's for definite sure.
I'll let you know if I hear anything else.
Please do.
Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate that, Jeffrey.
Mhm.
We would all appreciate letting us know. Anything else for the good of our council?
See y'all next week in Atlantic City for those that are going.
Yeah.
See you there.
Looking forward to
Okay.
it.
For
And
those that
never-
aren't, we're gonna
never-
miss you.
Yeah. Remember, guys, keep our dirty laundry